Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Layla and today I'm going to be going over my budget for November 2024. Obviously I am in my car, so I apologize that it's not very aesthetic. I have like my dog's blankets in the back. She's not with me or anything, but I'm making do with the time that I have right now. I am in between appointments in basically the same city and I don't want to come out to the city, drive back home, drive back out to the city, so making the best of it. And also I need to film this content. But yes, I will be sharing my budget for November. Already at November, just 2 more months left of 2024. First thing I want to go over are my financial goals for the month. And I think, again, I will just have one goal, and that's going to be focused on my income. And I want to set the goal of $5,000 again for my business income. And that is just business income, not including extra income, anything like that. So far for October, I'm doing pretty good. I don't know yet if I'll hit 5,000. It's still a possibility, definitely a possibility. And it's definitely a possibility for November and beyond, but I still want to aim for that. When I make my budget, you'll see that I am budgeting with a different number, because a little bit lower of a number, because I'm pretty sure I should be able to hit at least that. And I like to be more conservative when I make my budgets. Y'all know that. So yes, I'm aiming for 5,000, but I'm going to play it safe when it comes to my numbers that I'm budgeting with. So I am going to hop to my spreadsheets in just a moment, but I first want to give a thank you to today's video partner, which is Mint Mobile. And it's actually very relevant today because I'm obviously in my car. I have my laptop right here in my lap and I'm sitting in a parking lot. And I'm going to share my screen with y'all, and I need to have the internet in order to do that because I'm going to be on Google Sheets, which requires internet. But I'm using my hotspot through Mint Mobile. So quick plug on that. I use it all the time. I mentioned this recently when I was traveling. The Wi-Fi went out for a bit, so I just hopped on the hotspot. I had a Zoom call. I do this all the time. Definitely one of my favorite things to be able to have access to. Like, I just love that it's me and only me on this, and it works great. So Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for as low as $15 per month, and if you are looking for ways to cut expenses, to save some money, your phone plan is a great place to start, and I do highly recommend Mint Mobile. Across all of Mint Mobile's plans, they have unlimited talk and text, high quality speed, data, and coverage, including access to 5G. They have mobile hotspot, like I said, and then you can keep your same phone and you can keep your same phone number. Making the switch from your current carrier to Mint Mobile is also super easy. Visit mintmobile.com/debtoverit. That's also linked down below in my description box. Enter in a little bit of information about yourself there. You can also determine if your phone is eSIM compatible, and if it is, then you can go ahead and set things up within a few minutes right from the comfort of your home. If your phone is not eSIM compatible, Mint Mobile will ship the SIM card to your house free of charge. You'll get it in a couple of days, and then you can also set things up from your home in just a few minutes. I've been with Mint Mobile for over 2 years now. I love being able to save money on my phone plan. I love that I can pay it annually. I love that I have great service everywhere that I seem to go. So if you are also looking to save some money without the sacrifice, visit mintmobile.com/debtoverit. That is also linked down below in my description box to get premium wireless for just $15 per month when you purchase any 3-month plan. And this also includes their unlimited plan, which is typically $30 per month. Thank you again to Mint Mobile for partnering with me on this video, and now let's hop to my budget. If this is the first video that you are watching of mine, I do want to call out that I am self-employed, but the way I have my business set up is that I am on payroll, so I'm the employer, but also the employee. So I have a set amount of money coming to me on a monthly basis through like a W-2, but I also can take more money from my business to use as I need. I'll explain everything as I go, but this top portion of my spreadsheet is focused on the business side of things, and then I'll scroll down and that is where I budget all my like personal spending. I also want to call out that I gave a behind the scenes look of actually creating my budget for the month, like my whole spreadsheets, my kind of process, the way I think of things as I make my budget for the upcoming month. And I did that for my YouTube membership members. So thank you to y'all. And also if you're interested in seeing that, then you can become a member. No pressure at all. It's there as a way to support me if you find my videos helpful, or if you just want to support me, and I really appreciate it. But okay, let's go ahead and get into it. We're gonna start with my business income. Okay, so for my gross business revenue, Like I said, my goal is 5,000, but going to be more conservative with the budget and say 4,000. I'm pretty positive that for November it will be 4,000 at least, but ideally it will be 5,000 or more. Rollover business revenue, this is just money that is left in my business checking account from October that rolls into November. So I am expecting 800 or so. This might be higher, but wanted to be more conservative here. Now you'll notice that, I mean, if you watched my October budget or any of that, you may remember that this number was much higher, and I was doing that intentionally so that I would have, you know, I'm trying to build up a month ahead fund basically in my business checking account so that in case I ever have slow months or anything like that, I can pull from that or like rely on that instead of an emergency fund. But due to recent larger business expenses and also because of my spending for November, which will obviously go through everything, this is kind of dwindling down a little bit, and it's not ideal, but I'm fine with it. Really, my main goal is that I don't touch my emergency fund. Like, I don't want to, I touched my emergency fund once since I've quit my job, and that was really just so I could get a month ahead. I don't think I absolutely had to. Like, I would have figured it out. I would have made it work, you know, but I don't want to have to touch it again, you know, unless it's a actual true emergency, which fingers crossed that doesn't ever happen, you know, but I don't want to have to touch it again because my business revenue is low. So would it be ideal to have a month ahead fund in my business checking account? Yes, of course. I would like to be able to budget with a set number every single month, and like it would make it easier for me to do that. But the way that I've been doing it is fine because everything works out, and I've been, you know, lately I've been seeing a little bit more of an increase from my business income, and I am very hopeful that that's going to continue. But really overall, the main thing is I just don't want to touch my emergency fund. Okay, so for the business side of things, that should be everything for my income. I don't expect to pull from my business sinking fund, so I'll be working with about $4,800. And now for my business expenses. So first up, payroll. That's what I pay myself, $2,000. Then we have my 401k match. I match myself 4%, so that is $80 a month. Next we have payroll taxes. That is $153. Then distribution, so this is just money that I transfer from my business checking account to my personal checking account, and I can spend that money as I need to. So for November, I'm going with $1,400. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because you'll see my spending on the personal side of things. I would need a little bit larger of a distribution in order to pay for everything that I need to pay for. So I definitely need to be making this amount of money in November in order to be able to do that distribution. Next up is actual business expenses, and this is also high again, so it's going to be about 1,000, or I'm expecting 1,000 for November. Really the largest thing here is that I decided I want to get a certification, and this is going to be, it's called an AFC, so Accredited Financial Counselor. You do not need to be certified to do financial coaching. Obviously, I am not certified in financial coaching. It's something I've been doing for over 4 years. I really started because I have a love for it. I enjoy teaching it. I liked talking about my own finances. I like talking about other people's finances, and I realized it's something that I could do. So from my own experience with my finances, but also throughout the years of working with other people, I have learned so much. And even outside of that, like on my own, I learned so much, and I've gained a lot of knowledge over the last few years. But a certification is something that I was like, okay, maybe one day that's something that I will do. And I recently found this AFC, and it's accredited. I really like that. It's legit. I attended a webinar. I really just kind of like the idea of being more professional, I suppose. And if there's anybody who's like, are you certified to do this? I can be like, yes, I am, you know? So that is something I will probably purchase in November. It's actually going to be the study materials, and then I have to pay for the exam later. So altogether, I think it's going to cost me like $1,500 or $1,600. But in November, just going to pay for the study materials, the course or whatever it is, and start there. It's probably going to take me a couple of months, and then I'll take the exam. And then final thing here would be insurance, and that is $99.28. This includes my health insurance as well as my dental insurance through healthcare.gov. And something else that's happening is November 1st is open enrollment. So I will be picking a new insurance. It's actually different now. So for this year, I went through healthcare.gov, and I believe for Georgia, it's changing to like Georgia Access or something. So it's very similar for my understanding, but no longer through healthcare.gov exactly. Honestly, my insurance right now is fine. Like now that things have settled and I've figured out what I need to do with my medication to get things covered, I might be okay with staying with this one, but I don't know yet. Like, definitely gonna be, I have Blue Cross Blue Shield, like Anthem. Probably 90% sure I'll stay with Blue Cross because that's who I like to stay with. And maybe I'll switch to like a silver plan. Honestly, if y'all have more information about the silver plan and like the tax credits and the cost reduction, like, can I do that even if I'm not like super low income? If I'm not, can I get those credits if I'm not like under the poverty level? I forget what they're exactly called. It's not the tax credits, it's something else, like the CSRs or something like that. Can I still get that if I'm not like under the poverty level? Because I won't qualify for those types of things. Like, yes, I was able to get this tax credit for this year. That's why this number is so low. But that's because my income, like the number that I put in was low. So I may have to pay some of that back. I don't know. Y'all let me know if there's any other helpful info that I may need there. But open enrollment, November 1st. I might film a video about it, or at least mention it, share it. Maybe I'll put it for the membership or something. I don't know yet. That's everything here on the business side, spending about $4,700, and you can see that leaves me with about 67. So like I said, this does not leave me in a spot where I'll have that month ahead fund like I was talking about, but that's fine. Top priority is not touching my emergency fund. Now to the employee side of things. So this is the money that gets paid to me as the employee of my business. So the paychecks, $2,000 gross. Distribution is that $1,400. I will make extra income, but I'm not going to plug anything in here. It should be a couple $100 or so, maybe a few hundred, hopefully. And then I will be pulling from one of my sinking funds. That should be about $640, and I'll talk about where that comes in as I go through everything. So first thing here would be taxes, and I am just going to put payroll taxes, which should be $350.18. Appeal section is for investing. So my 401k, I do 5%. That is $100. Then my brokerage account is next, and I am budgeting $0, but I still may invest money there. Just depends on how the month is going. Blue section, these are all for my sinking funds. First would be my emergency fund. I am budgeting $50. Ideally, this would be more. I do want to get to $15,000 still by the end of the year, and I'm a couple thousand away from that, so it would be a stretch to get to that unless my income was higher. So for now, just budgeting $50. Gift sinking fund, not going to do anything for this month, so $0 there. Car/car maintenance sinking fund, $100. And then car insurance sinking fund, I will add $125. Next up is donate. I budgeted $0, assuming I will still have my foster dog. I really want her to get adopted in November. That's like a goal. I really hope she gets adopted before Christmas at the very least. But yeah, I want her to have her forever home. I don't want her to get too attached to us. And I love her, but we do not want a dog at this time. So yeah, assuming I'll still have her, I won't donate anything. This might change though, because I think there's like Giving Tuesday in November, which usually places like double match your donations, which I really like because then your money goes further. So I may end up donating. I'll just add it into here, but for now, just budgeting $0. Purple section is for housing. So first up would be house/utilities, my portion. $1,107.50. This includes my portion of the mortgage and then 50% of all of our utilities, including like HOA, Wi-Fi, home security, so on and so forth. Next is household, budgeting $50 there. So this is for things like toilet paper, paper towels. I know that I need to buy a filter for our shower head, and that's really it for that I know of so far. Orange section is for food. So first up would be groceries. I am budgeting $400, so still keeping this at $400 because of Thanksgiving. My sister and I usually host Thanksgiving, and it does end up costing quite a bit, but I think otherwise I should be okay. Then we have food out, and I am budgeting, I'm going to stay low here. I'm going to say $25 because I really don't want to go out to eat at all in November, just because I spent so much in October on food out and it doesn't make me feel good. Not just the money side of it, but like health wise, and also because we have Thanksgiving coming up. It's like, I know that that's a lot of junk food and I will buy that with groceries, you know? So yeah, 25 it is. Next is gas for my car. I am budgeting $50. Now that I am looking at this, I feel like it should be higher. I'll leave it at $50, but it might go above this, just because I will be driving more, driving to my sister's house for Thanksgiving, driving to Atlanta because I know I have something going on in Atlanta. But gas has been cheaper, so I'm banking on that. Hopefully I only have to fill up twice and maybe toward the end of October again, and I should be able to stay under things here, but we'll see. Next is health/beauty, and I am budgeting $250. Might be lower than that though. Then dogs, I took out the cat. So if you've been watching my recent budget videos, I always include dogs plus cat because I've been feeding the neighborhood cat. And when we left for Florida, we were gone for 3 weeks, and I put out a gravity feeder for the neighborhood cat that I always feed. I love him so much. But he does have an owner. Like he has a microchip, and I have tried to get in contact with them, and I'm pretty sure they live in the neighborhood, and they feed him too because he really started gaining weight too. But because we were gone for 3 weeks and the food probably ran out after like a week and a half or so, plus all the other neighborhood cats were probably eating it, so he stopped coming to the house. Like I still haven't seen him since I've gotten back from Florida, and I want to keep it that way because I shouldn't be feeding a cat that has an owner, you know, like he's neutered, he's fine. So I don't need to be feeding him. It's an unnecessary expense. I absolutely love him, so I'll still pet him when I see him, but I'm not gonna lure him over with food, you know? So I took him off of here. So all that I'm spending now are the dogs, the 2 dogs that my sister and I have together, but they live with her, and then my foster dog. So altogether, I think it'll be $215 just because I bought a lot for my foster dog now in October, and I don't think I'll need to buy as much in November, if anything at all. Next up is Netflix. That is $23.48. My gym membership is $39.99. Personal spending, this is where we bumped things up quite a bit. So y'all know November is Black Friday. There are a number of things that I want to purchase, so I was like, okay, I know I'm going to be purchasing them, you know? Like, I am making a plan for it. I have picked out the things that I want to buy, and so I am budgeting $400. The other thing too is for the last couple of months, there were 2 months I think in a row, maybe 3, that I didn't spend anything on personal. I've done really well for October. I am like basically right on budget with that, and I won't be buying any more personal for October, so I think I'm okay to do that for November. Also, if you look at my annual tracker for how much I've spent on personal, I'm like way under budget. Not that I need to hit budget for personal spending, you know, but I am proud that I am under that. So yeah, there's just a list of things I want to buy, so budgeting $400. Okay, and then the final thing here, right? Yes, car insurance. So I don't know what this is going to cost me yet. The last time that I paid for car insurance, which was 5-6 months ago, it was $697, I believe. So I'm expecting maybe $750, hopefully $750 max. The last time I increased my deductible so that I could pay less. So I don't think there's anything else that I could do to lower this at this point aside from switching providers, but I had actually recently switched, so I don't know. I may just see what the number is and pay for it, but this is where the sinking funds come in. So I am just taking $640 from my car insurance sinking fund. And now that I think about it, wouldn't this be high? Like if I save in November, if I add in November, I would also be taking from that. So this is actually going to be $640 plus $125, if I think about that right. Yeah, okay. So we'll see then. That's good. That leaves me more in the positive. So I will probably add this $125 before I actually have to pay my car insurance. So my car insurance sinking fund should have about $765 in it instead of just that $640 number. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll make sure that this is obviously the correct number. I would only pull from it what I need from it. And if it's $750, great. If it's more than that, then I will have to cash flow the rest. But this is good because it leaves me positive. But all right, that is what my budget is looking like for November, and I feel pretty good about it. I hope y'all had an amazing month of October. Let this be a reminder to make your budget for November, or if you need help with budgeting, let me know. Reach out. You can book a free call with me and we can talk about working together. I help people to budget, to pay down debt, to come up with a savings plan, all the things. So I would love to chat with you if you need some guidance and accountability. Feel free to comment down below what your goals are for November, if there's anything that you're excited about. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one.